Oh, hey, it's Tracy with I'm a Creative Genius. I'm here to show you how to do your regrowth. And in layman's terms, roots. It's really easy, simple process. You can use your color of choice. You don't have to use, a professional color. It's the best color to use, but, I know you can't have it, so I'm just going to show you how to do it really quickly. It's real easy, doesn't take long at all. I'm going to show you all the supplies that you need. The reason why it's better to do your regrowth / roots, because a lot of times when people do their own hair color at home, they tend to want to do from root all the way to ends, which is very damaging to your hair. And you really just want to do the part that's, fresh, that's just come out, that's your natural, original color. That way you're not drying the ends out over and over. And like if you ever change your mind and want to do highlights, it's easier for you to pull that color off of your ends because you're not putting color over color over color on your hair. Kind of like a wall, when you paint, you put color after color on it. And basically that will build up on your ends, and when you go to do highlights or to lift it to a lighter shade, it makes it harder and it's more harsh on your hair. So it's always good to just do your regrowth. So I'm going to show you how. Okay, so all you need is a simple bowl, a brush, and if you're buying your own product at a retail store, you're probably not going to need to do any mixing, but of course I am. So I would need a measuring cup and my color and my developer. You're going to need a clip, maybe a couple clips. I'm just going to use this because I've done this many times for myself. And you yourself would probably need a brush and a comb to separate your hair to start off. But I'm just going to use a brush, and actually I've already brushed it out, so it's basically ready to go. So another thing you're going to be needing with your supplies that you already have is gloves. I actually left that out when I was telling you everything, and that's very important to get because you don't want to get the chemicals on your hands. It can actually burn your fingers. I'm not using gloves because I have done this many times and I usually don't make a mess. And right now I'm just mixing up my color and getting it ready. Okay, so what you want to do is when you start doing your color, you want to focus on the areas that's going to show the most, which is your natural part and probably around your hairline in the front. So I'm going to start. You don't have to put a whole lot on your brush. I'll show you how much I'm putting on. You kind of clean your brush off after you mix it, and you just kind of dip it down in so that it gets on the tips of the brush. And I'm going to start just brushing it on the roots. And I'm just doing my regrowth, which is probably 3/4 of an inch. I'm just pulling my hair back so that I don't get on the rest of the hair. Just paint it on all the way around. And I'm just doing this part around the front hairline, and then I'm going to this side. And get me a little bit of color. Another thing you might want to do if you are coloring your own hair, you might want to wear a cape or an old t-shirt. And I use the tip of my brush to part my hair. It really would be a good idea if you used gloves, but I just kind of feel my way around the edge of the hairline. And another thing you can do is if you are not comfortable with doing the back of your hair because it's harder to see, you can actually leave it out. You don't have to do the very back because nobody sees it. I'm just brushing the hair up off my neck. And I love the Rusk line. It's actually a really good color line. It's the color line itself is called Deep Shine. It's really rich and it gives you a whole lot of shine. It's really good. And I'll show you what the tube looks like in a minute. Let me get my color on here. I used to use So Color, and I've actually recently went to this color line and it's really good. And this is actually what the color line looks like. It's Deep Shine. I think that's backwards for you guys, but it's really good. Alright, now that I've went all the way around the front hairline, around the back hairline, and in my natural part, now I'm going to start in the front. Another thing you can do, if you are just wanting to do the front of your hair because you can't see the back or you don't feel comfortable, is you can take your brush, sorry guys, and basically just kind of part it off. Okay, you see where my ear is? You just make a straight line up from that to the back of the ear, and you do a straight line from the top of your crown down to the back of your ear. And that's usually the easiest area to see yourself. And just kind of comb it out or pull it out. Take your brush and dip it. And just paint it on. Really simple. It's not hard. And going all the way back here. I'm just checking in my mirror because I don't know if I'm... Make sure I get it right anyway. Alright. And I haven't really decided if I'm doing the back yet. I might. We'll see. I'm going to do the same on this side. Come to the back of the ear. Part it with the tail of my brush. And pull this forward. And paint it on. Oh, and I do have a suggestion. If you do happen to get any color on you, good tip to know, really good tip, hairspray it, then wash it. It will come out. Just spray it right directly on the spot that you get it on, and that normally comes out. So it's worked for me many of times. Alright, now that I've actually parted the front off, which I know I look crazy, but hey, you know, I'll look great when I get through. Alright, I'm going to start parting in little sections, probably about ½ an inch in width. And I'm just going to paint along the hairline there. Not the hairline, but the part. When before I started using professional color, I actually used Natural Instincts, I believe. And I think that was a demi-line, which is it's like a semi-permanent hair color. It's supposed to wash away in like 8 shampoos or no, not 8 shampoos, but 8 weeks. And it was pretty easy on the hair, it wasn't too bad. So I like to stick with that before I could get actual professional color before I started doing hair. Once I do get all this on, I'm just going to leave it on for like 35 minutes so I can get good gray coverage. I know a lot of the retail store color lines, you just have to go by their instructions because I don't use those, so I don't really know how long or what's the best thing to do for that. So just go by your manufacturer instructions when it comes to timing. I like the bowl because I have control of where I'm putting it, how much I'm using. And I don't know if they all come in brushes or not. I haven't used it in so long, so. I know they used to come in like bottles, and that was a little difficult to put on yourself, especially just the roots. I know I'm doing a fantastic job. I've never actually used a camera to put color on, so this is new to me. I've never done this. I've always used the mirror, and I can't see as good in the camera, but I want you guys to be able to see it. Sometimes, when I feel like my ends are fading, the last little bit, maybe 5-10 minutes the most, I'll pull it through just to give it a refresh color on the ends, because color does fade. Even when you use color protect shampoos, they will fade. That's just how it goes. The sun and all that makes it lighter. So I will put it on, pull it through my ends and all that. Alright, now that I'm finished with the front, let me get my front hair sectioned off really nicely. I'm going to brush that out a little bit. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is try to grab all the color, or actually all the ends of the color where I've colored the hair. I'm going to try to like pin those out of my way, because I'm going to go to the back. If this is a little difficult for you, don't worry about it. As long as you cover the front area where the regrowth slash roots are, you should be fine. At least, you know, you'll cover them up until you get to the hair salon. So I'm kind of just guessing at where I put it. I know how it feels, so I kind of know what to do. So this might be the more difficult part for you. And I'm usually a little neater with it. I'm just not used to using a camera. I'm just kind of slapping it on the root area. Do have trouble with this part. You can always get your boyfriend to do it for you, or your girlfriend, which I don't know if a guy would actually be doing this, but you know, hey, they do it, so here we go.
Maybe she's a lesbian.
Yeah, we're not gonna go there. That's a little personal. I know you guys can't really see what I'm doing. Heck, I can't either. Oh yeah, and I was wanting to say, I really apologize. Last video, yeah, I said basically only 50 billion times. I was actually going back and looking at my son's first YouTube videos. Pretty hilarious. I said, oh, I guess I didn't do too bad. Made me feel a little bit better about myself. I know I'm not the greatest at this, but you know, hey, you gotta start somewhere, right? Isn't this fun? I think so. Alright, well, out of color, and now we're gonna drop it down and let it go 35 minutes. And this is how you color your roots. So whenever you shampoo, just make sure you try to shampoo it twice. That way you make sure you get the color out, and massage the scalp really good to loosen the color up. And if you have a Facebook or Twitter, you can like or follow me on there, and I'll have the links below. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope it helped you. And if you enjoyed this video, just subscribe above. That way you can be notified, you know, whenever I have new videos come out.